All right, good evening, everybody. And how are we all doing? And meow to Neck Officer, and hello to Maddock. Hope you're both doing well. %75%. Dang, that's pretty good progress. So you're preparing a little Talos Principle 2 post for your friends with screenshots. You've now seen everything you want in the game, pretty much finished with it. Oh, nice. You've done your exploration, you've seen it all. But I'm doing okay, Nick. Doing okay. Not too bad. Been to the gym today. My football team only drew, didn't lose. And it's been nice, although it's very wet and windy outside at the moment here. So, yeah. And this is the third time we'll be entering the Megastructure. And it is now nighttime for some reason. I don't know why particularly. We have not been in the night before, but it is what it is. Look at all these lasers though. And that's the lasers coming from the south we've been in. Done a pretty good sweep so far. Not missed anything except for the golden puzzles, which can't do yet. And although yesterday was the first time I had to use a guide that wasn't the chat to solve a particular puzzle. Well, a star puzzle to be exact. So the puzzles are starting to test me quite a bit. Anyway, the last time we entered the Megastructure, Byron was lost to the Great Revelation, a palm reader and a little trap. And now, apparently, we are to unchain Prometheus, so let's see what happens this time, shall we?
All right, I'm taking us in. Let's hope we can find the big guy.
So, yeah, I mean, yesterday I had to get a star. Wow, look at the lights reflecting on the waste of the water. That's so cool. Yeah, like, this one for the laser puzzle in Area 9 I was in, literally, I could have figured out part of it, but then to spot the other half of it would have been, like, very obscure to notice a particular popping up of a red connector thing. In other words, it would have been difficult. Music's trying out a little bit. Should be okay, though. The star puzzles seem to be, well, I'm going to guess they're probably optional as well. But who knows? Nothing's being left to chance. So, once again, inside the impressive Megastructure. This time I'm just taking point. One of them staying at the VTOL. Yakut's coming inside with me. Yeah. We're not making any chances. We expect this to be a little more dangerous this time around. If you want, you can also... What is my game progress? Well, I'm 75% of the way through everything. I've done every normal puzzle, every lost puzzle, every lost lab, and every star so far. So, according to the file, I am about 75% way through the game. There's 3 areas left and 12 golden puzzles that will need to be solved at the end. So... I'm sorry, wasn't there a person I was following a second ago and then I guess it went through this. There's in here, the door open. It feels like it's vanished. Hello, Depop. The truth is out there. Yeah. Oh god, we got glowing yellowy pillars now. As you do. How's your day going, Depop? We've just entered the Megastructure for the 3rd time. Hey, it's one of these elevators again. Can I go inside this one? No, I'm not allowed to go inside. I guess you're gonna take this way, Yakut. I'm through with the game. It's a pretty nice experience with some drawbacks. I've seen the ending and the other stuff too. I don't want to mention the spoilers. Watching X-Files all day. That sounds good. Still getting those 5358 errors. From you sisters to Athena. Dearest Athena, I don't know if you will see this. You have become even more distant from the affairs of New Jerusalem than I have. Miss speaking to you and Cornelius, and I fear that some of your estrangement is my own fault. I know things are not as you would wish them to be, and the city is drifting away from that bold vision you established. This is not because of your leadership or a lack thereof. You did not fail. I did. I know I've said it before, but the New Alexandria disaster was my fault. I'm the one who took the initiative, and I'm the one who made the mistake. Yes, there should have been procedures in place, but it was my role to create such procedures, Athena, not yours. I wish I had listened to Byron when he said we had to establish another settlement immediately. Learn from the pain, don't let it fester. He was right. That's where the rot set in, and I'm sorry. With love, you sisters. Yes, no spoilers. I really do want to see what the ending is, and I'm curious. It does make me wonder, actually, whether there's multiple endings. Like, maybe the golden puzzles are also optional, and you can get an ending without them. But, I don't know. Athena author, The Machines. From the author's note to Athena Reborn, a novel. This is from Anonymous, apparently. If my work has meant something to you, if Athena had any kind of impact on you, if some story in Wonder Tales from the Periphery moved you, or made you think, then there is something about myself that I need to share with you. It's the only autobiographical fact that I have any interest in sharing, the only thing about me that matters to you outside my work. Every breath that I take, and so every story that I write, is only possible because of technology. There are no natural remedies, no spiritual alternatives for what I was born with. My existence is wholly contingent upon a level of technological sophistication which was heretofore unimaginable, and which will in many ways define the coming era. When you long for a return to simpler times, you wish for a world in which I could not exist. If you are looking for answers, consider the fact that I was granted the blessing of this technology despite being born into poverty, and my writing never having been particularly lucrative. The civilizational structures I live within were arranged in such a way that this technology would be deployed to save my life. And are these structures not also, at the end of the day, a kind of machine? What is the state? What is civilization, if not a machine? Think about what this means, what this is. Is it systematic compassion? Is it liberation from nature? Is it equality of opportunity? Whatever your belief system, think hard about what it means that I am alive because of these machines, and I have created something that matters to you. Thank you for reading. You'll see soon enough. Ooh, right, okay. I mean, I could just imagine, like, you find Prometheus, and if you've solved all the regular puzzles, then you get to talk to him, but he's bound in these golden chains or whatever, like we see in the title picture. And if you get an ending for, like, freeing him in one sense, but then if you want to get, like, the proper ending, you have to go back and do all the golden puzzles. But then again, I could also see it that you have to go back and do them anyway. But, as I said, I'll see soon enough. Next few streams, hopefully. Clockwork, excerpted from Orthodoxy by G.K. Chesterton. All of the towering materialism which dominates the modern mind rests ultimately upon one assumption, a false assumption. It is supposed that if a thing goes on repeating itself, it is probably dead, a piece of clockwork. People feel that if the universe was personal, it would vary. If the sun were alive, it would dance. This is a fallacy even in relation to known fact. For the variation in human affairs is generally brought into them, not by life, but by death, by the dying down or breaking off of their strength or desire. A man varies his movements because of some slight element of failure or fatigue. ... But perhaps God is strong enough to exult in monotony. It is possible that God says every morning, "Do it again," to the sun, and every evening, "Do it again," to the moon. It may not be automatic necessity that makes all daisies alike. It may be that God makes every daisy separately, but has never got tired of making them. It may be that He has the eternal appetite of infancy, for we have sinned and grown old, and our Father is younger than we. Okay. Miranda. It's strange. The idea is delightful, but it's also completely and obviously untrue. Cornelius. That's one of the many reasons Chesterton is worth reading. He's wrong about a lot of things, but he's wrong about them in an interesting way. Miranda. It's such a shame, though. He seems to want to restore the magic of the world, but he can only re-enchant the surface. Whereas the true magic, the perfect beauty that feels like revelation, is found underneath in what he dismisses as clockwork. If the CIA would make this game, you would see buy DLC to read full text in the end. To be continued in the Talos Principle 2024. Founding 10. From my pettiest journals, volume 1, Frank Jerusalem, day 680. New Jerusalem. That's the name that we picked. Am I sad that my suggestion didn't win? Maybe a little. But it is a good name. A fitting name. A name that we could be proud of. With it comes a new kind of optimism. Everyone is thinking of the future once more. I, for one, am glad that we have recovered our equilibrium and our determination. Athena and Cornelius are certainly bustling with plans and bright visions of the future, and when they tell us of these dreams of theirs, it's hard not to be drawn in by the pretty pictures they paint. Speaking of which, I am becoming more and more fascinated with ancient human art and thinking about our own role in taking the next step in that long history. Citizens of Gehenna found meaning in art, and they were imprisoned. A free people should be able to accomplish so much more. Just like, we have the same puzzles just like in FIFA. Oh, it's a dead end. I see. Alright, well, different way we go then. By the way, I've recently learned that a certain contemporary historian has introduced the term megastructure for certain occurrences. I believe that the megastructure in this game can be seen as a direct metaphor for that historian's use of the term. Megastructure. Yeah, I think the term is relatively new-ish. I don't believe we have any megastructures at the moment I mean, we have the ancient, like, the Seven Wonders and whatnot, and a few cool skyscrapers, but I don't think we have a mega structure per se. Levitating cubes. Yeah, well, they seem to have developed some kind of technology that allows things to float in place. Megastructure is an established term in cosmology, I mean like astrophysics, but I don't think that's what's meant here. Well, I think it's the name that the humans, which the robots, gave this place. It's believed that the entities, the Sphinx, Pandora, and Prometheus, refer to this as possibly the Olympus. Why we have to have all this mythology and whatnot. Who knows? Looks like we're going in this elevator. So I actually get to go in one of these elevators this time.
Yay! I found another elevator. My favorite.
Psst. Great enthusiasm, Yakut.
Once again, I have no idea where I am. No sign of Prometheus so far. Hope you're doing better, 1K.
Well, I don't talk, apparently. I'm a mute robot. Somewhere. I really do like the architecture inside this place, so it's very cool. Going across.
I know I've said this before, but look at the size of this. How can all of this be one machine?
This is what you get when one machine builds a bigger machine, which builds an even bigger machine.
But where does it end?
Wow. Oh my god. This is just... And so, for the third time, I'm going to say this. Gee, this really seems like a Sunder map right now. Like, you could imagine going onto this platform and then suddenly cacodemons swarming over the sides of these Tesla coil-looking things. And then lost souls spawning from the sky as dozens of quiet monster closets reveal themselves way out of the range of the player. I mean, I will genuinely... I mean, Insane Gazebo has already commented how he's been very inspired by this when he's played this. I would not be surprised if, in a future Sunder map, there's going to be a map based on this. It just seems way too like something Insane Gazebo could come up with. How many maps has Sunder got now anyway? I've lost track of... I think it was up to like 23-ish, maybe. Up to map 23. I imagine if you put AI into the game now, it would crash the game. Yeah, if you put it into this game, sure. I mean, Serious Sam 4, was it? Supposedly we have those massive super battles, but that was a lot of technical trickery and pretending. But on the Doom engine, you easily could have a room this ridiculously sized and put 2,000 enemies in it. Wouldn't take much. It's one of the great things about the Doom engine. It really does allow for a large amount of enemies to be fought at the same time. Not a lot of other game engines can do that. Genuinely cannot do it. Incredible to think, really. Yeah, this game is running on Unreal Engine something. Is it 5? I won't be surprised. I'm just going to have a computer. It definitely suggests running an SSD, so I won't be surprised if it was Unreal Engine 5. So probably the first game I've ever played with UE5 then. Played a few with 4, and with the 5th iteration. It must be Quake. It's just incredible. Really cool stuff. Anyway, sorry, this is all large with me ranting. I need to go into this elevator. I guess I'm gonna go up. Nope, walking down even further. Below this room. Well, one thing's for certain, we're gonna have quite a few elevators to go back up through if we have to go back suddenly. Oh. Oh my. It's Prometheus.
Be careful, 1K. We don't know what's down there.
Haha, you just talked about that. Hey, Nemesis 678, how's it going? Oh my goodness. Well, we have Tetris bridges, so we probably have to... I don't know how nanite works, though. I imagine this game's probably going to be a problem for people wanting to run. It's just a statue. A giant statue. I don't see any lasers here either. I'm guessing maybe we gotta cut off the chains or some shit. It feels like cutting the chains off is a possibility. Got a lot of fog. Oh. We gotta remove the chain pins. Grab a hacksaw, yeah. I don't think I have a hacksaw, unfortunately. But I certainly do have a... Wow. Blue tinge to the Tetris bridges this time. Fuck. Wait, can I even go onto that? Down with this, though. Oh God, I'm kind of disorientated here. Oh, that appears to have been enough. That was a little confusing for me. Look at all this weird rock that's just here. All of this must have been created by the same stuff for like the particle clouds to create this nature. I mean, Miranda said they'd managed to create life, so... You know, I guess they must have achieved that. Wait, why is it? Oh. That's not right, is it? There we go. 3 by dangling chains into the foggy abyss. So I guess the puzzles are all revolving around these tetra bridges. Then. At least in this particular area they are anyway. So it seems that one of the great things they have discovered, the people that were doing all this stuff, is they've managed to find a way to create life. Yeah, it is Nemesis. The goal is indeed to free the statue, which is apparently meant to be Prometheus. Apparently doing this will achieve something or other. Previously, we just had to activate lasers to open doors to find one instant information. But the last time this happened, one of the other friends of us got trapped. But now we just gotta free this Prometheus and see what happens. It's all just going on. It looks... very cool environments, though. It does look like we got some more anti-grav Tetro bridge combo to deal with on that one. Okay. Imagine if we could have these. Imagine if we could have these kind of weird bridges in like our world. Imagine being able to go over water by building a giant tetra bridge over the water. You know, or to cross really large gaps. Just build the tetra bridges. Kind of be a bit weird, weren't it? I know I can run, I just don't want to. It's I will a little bit though. Just taking it all in, you know. I can't jump on these, can I? No, I can't. Am I supposed to do anything interaction with these then? Ah, I can. Wait, what? Damn! I can use that one to rotate. Or get on top of it, but... So I was thinking, but... That means the first piece is wrong, man. Or that one is, at the very least. Nah, the problem is that... Ah, I see. I see what we're aiming towards doing now. This is where it also gets a bit confusing for me. This might be it, maybe. There we go. Kinda we got it. Okay. Oof. The 3D Tetris. Yeah, it's when we start going 3D and it's like... Well... Ah. It feels like these particular golden pillory things seem very Egyptian inspired by whatever created them. Like they had to have the gold pillars like you'd see in Egypt. Oh. Yeah, you can see like the little triangle things. I wonder if that's a picture of like one of the first founders being brought out of the simulation or something. No, not Arch Vials, Depop. There's no Arch Vials here, I'm afraid. Hey, this room looks a bit similar to the other little cross there. It's probably just a coincidence. Just a cross, you know. Pull it out. Two to go. Two to go. Yeah, you can see it down the top right. Two. Two remain. This is some cool tech with the anti-grav, though. You could make an FPS out of this. Traditional sense, not a this, which is, you know. Yeah, two left. Oh, neck is peeking back in. We're still unleashing chains. I assume the statue's probably going to say something when we free it, or it's going to reveal something when we free it. I imagine it would be useful. I just find it kind of intriguing that this area is just the Tetris bridges and nothing else. I guess maybe they felt that after some of the intense puzzles of the last area, they wanted to give the players a sort of a lighter break in terms of the puzzles a little bit. No, not mind. It's just I'm kind of used to the previous Megastructure parts being kind of like testing grounds for what you've learned across all 3 areas, and this is just Tetris bridges. There we go. It's all very nice and pretty pillars. For some reason, that's the greatest puzzle-wise improvement over the predecessor. The difficulty is not as monotonous and you get more breathers in between. Yeah, I suppose. It's been a long time since I've played the first game, so I can't remember how the puzzle difficulty curved around. There seems to be something down there that looks rockish. Maybe there's more rock. Oh, one more chain to go, and then Prometheus is free again. I would argue I could make this jump back down onto there, maybe. But I also don't know if I'm supposed to be anti-grabbed onto that or not. I know we can take fall damage, but there's probably a limit. If I'm not mistaken, there's only one region in the game where you get lethal fall damage, apart from the place where lethal out of bounds. Okay.
I don't think you can get up here, 1K. Guess I'll have to do a puzzle after all. It can't be that hard, right? It's not like everyone is depending on me.
Wait, your cute's gonna do a puzzle for us? Oh man, this fell apart. Wait, is he gonna finish the final chain then? Oh, apparently so. I can't actually.
But if this has to connect over here, then wait. If I do this and then that, what? I did it! Wow! I feel really smart. Also, never doing that again.
Oh, thanks, you coots. So, I get a little assistance. Well. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, to be honest with you, though, it's just Tetris bridges, though, Basil. So it would have just been a few bridges or something. I mean, Byron solved the puzzle in the previous trip here, and we got to sort of see part of it, but we never got to actually do it ourselves. You have to imitate what goes through the player's mind when solving a puzzle. Yeah. Pretty accurate, really. You feel really smart when it just clicks together and you get it. And it happens a lot in this game. But it's a bit frustrating when you can't actually figure out what the pieces are. It's one thing to have a puzzle room where you have all the pieces and you get stuck and it's frustrating. But it's another thing where you're trying to figure out, it's as I've said before about puzzles and shit in like Doom when it's cryptic. It's fine if you have all the pieces, you gotta figure out how to put them, but it's another thing where you can't even find the pieces and you don't know what pieces you're missing to complete the puzzle, and it's like, what the fuck do I do, etc. Well, it looks like we're about to release Prometheus. Supposedly. Chains are coming off.
Thank you, Son of Man, for breaking my chains. Too long has the flame been hidden by fear and mystery. It is time to put away these childish things and for you to know the truth of the Alpha and the Omega, of the beginning and the end. I will send you visions of the truth, but remember that prophecies are a heavy burden.
Okay. Ow.
New Jerusalem sounds like such a beautiful place. So, how did you decide to leave? I know what we're trying to accomplish here, and I believe in it. But for you, New Jerusalem was home. What changed that?
It took me a long time to realize that something was wrong. Oh, I'd noticed that something was off, that something had changed since the early days, but I couldn't really put my finger on it. So I ignored it. And then one day I woke up to realize I was no longer Athena. Instead, I had been transformed into the Founder, a remote figure of legend, mythologized in my own time.
But if it bothered you, couldn't you just talk to them? If you share the truth with someone, they should change their mind, shouldn't they?
Oh, I wished it worked that way, Miranda, I really do, but I barely knew the last generations. In the beginning, I was there for every birth. I explained our history, talked about our future, but at some point, I got so busy building that future that I lost touch. They thought of me as a remote figure because that's what I was.
But can you change that?
I tried, but they already saw me as the founder. The myth was too powerful, and it was already taking on a life of its own. I'd set a goal of 1,000 citizens. The number was arbitrary. Just a nice round number, nothing more. But just like I became the founder, it became the goal. Another part of the myth. And maybe that could have been all right. Myths are a part of who we are, but something else crept in. The old human self-hatred.
So why didn't you just tell them to change? To go a different way? They would have listened to you.
No, they would have obeyed me, like my siblings in the simulation had obeyed. And that's when I realized I had to leave.
We can show them the future, Miranda, but we can't force them to accept it.
Well, that's true. You can't force people to... Oh, not done yet.
I have it. After all this time, I have it. I finally have it. The mechanics of the cosmos. From quarks to galactic filaments. Everything that makes the world what it is, makes us who we are. In a single equation. The key to understanding the machine that is the universe, and to controlling it. A theory of everything. And she was right. The language of creation is a melody, and it's beautiful. Every future is possible now. Every future, except one with Miranda in it. I can do anything, except bring her back. Or unbreak Cornelius's heart.
Okay then, I always look for the sun in these parts. That's an impressive sun, right? The stuff of nightmares. Well, that's what the sun would be like if you were...
Byron was right. The founder was always a fiction. She's just a person. A person who lost her way.
A theory of everything. She solved it. She solved the last puzzle.
You need to get out of there. We'll talk about this later.
Oh, it's completely disappeared. Wow. So, apparently Athena discovered the theory of everything. And that's probably how she managed to get all this stuff set up. Well, on to Act 4 I go. Got a few elevators to go back up through, though, to get back to the Vito. Reach the Coot's safe, right? He solved one puzzle and is hopefully heading back himself. But why do I have a feeling that something else...
If the goal is a myth, and Athena never intended for us to stop growing, but everything here went wrong and Miranda died, then what's the point of all of this? Why the puzzles, the towers, the entities? What are we being tested for? Does she want us to prove we're worthy of the theory of everything? Or to learn from her mistakes and reject it? I don't understand.
Well, yeah, no doubt there's more puzzles. You know these ancient Greek statues of idolized humans? That those that don't represent any person in particular? I feel that this game is similar to that, but related to the question of human nature of existence. Yeah, like, what are we striving for?
Finally, it all makes sense. Anti-gravity, matter synthesis, teleportation. It's not just one new technology. It's control over physics. Manipulating the base layer of reality itself. rearranging the building blocks of the universe. If we can gain control of the megastructure, we can do anything we want. I'm not even talking about our energy problem. We can build anything we want. We can go anywhere we want. It's all up to us.
Unless we fail. Unless we make a mistake like Miranda and we lose everything.
It's both a post-mortem on humankind and a new beginning, both at the same time. Hey, Eljan. Pure Xmas Spirit. Yep. I did this last year, and I'm pretty sure the year before. I just wear my Santa hat for the whole festive period, the whole month. So, it kind of like, well, I guess it kind of is. I mean, humanity died, these are the new humans, they want to sort of, you know, they have apparently found this theory of everything over physics, supposedly. Yeah, it's we're up to nearly 38.5 hours at this point. 3/4 of the way through. With 3 areas left. And quite a bit left to go. This is probably going to be somewhere around 50 or 60 hours when it's all said and done, honestly. But yeah, you're right. I mean, you know, humanity extinct, we got new things. Is that what's going to happen to us, do you reckon, at some point in our time? Like, you know how we used to be cavemen in our evolutionary history? We started out as, like, at one point, we were, like, several tribes of cave gatherers, hunter-gatherers, cavemen. And then we somehow, over the years, became civilized humans. I mean, what happens next? Do we start just having robotic bodies? Do we become... You know, do we genetically modify ourselves? Do we become robot bodies? Do we end up going full Soma? Who knows, right? Oh, that was a bit of a weird glitch there. Or warning, whatever that was. I mean, the more and more we push towards technology and AI and all that stuff, you know, are we going to create our own evolutionary next, you know? Are we going to evolve into more hybrid beings, part machine, part human, but maybe there's no difference? You know? It seems like the gap between what separates us from being a robot is getting thinner every couple of years. It doesn't feel like it drags, though, that's the thing. Like, kind of like when you watch a long movie, and if you don't really notice it's a long film, then it's an engrossing and compelling experience. Like Oppenheimer, I watched this year, you know, that didn't feel particularly long. I mean, it was such a compelling... I mean, maybe towards the end it was a bit, but it did a good job mostly.
Is everyone okay?
All good. I'm taking us back now.
That's a relief. Meanwhile, there's been a development. You'll see when you land. How are things on your end?
The energy fluctuations seem to be dying down. Looks like the system is coming out of lockdown.
Good.
About when we land, eh?
Let's hope we don't regret this.
And these energy clouds just fly about? That seems terribly dangerous.
We haven't had any problems so far.
Except for losing one of the first companions, of course. No, I don't blame you, Al. I know what he's like. And I'm the one who agreed to all this in the first place. That's why I had to see it for myself. It is dreadfully imposing, though, isn't it? Hard to believe the founder would build something so... sinister.
The mayor's here?
Well, this should be interesting.
Oh, we're being joined by the mayor. Okay. Oh wow, looks like we have access to the 3 new areas. The Western Delta, the Tropic Hills and the High Plain. High altitude planets was primarily starting to do with the fog. The Rocky Mountain terrain has been directly scouted by the technology in the megastructure. River Valley, gradually drowned by the encroaching sea. The brackish waters have re-exist with many endemic species. Oh, hello.
Ah, 1K. Welcome back. I'm sure you're surprised by my presence here. Don't worry, neither I nor my advisors will be getting in your way. But I've decided that I need to see this place for myself. These visions sent to you by the entity that calls itself Prometheus are deeply concerning, of course. But we cannot take them at face value. In fact, it's crucial that we do not do so. We cannot simply abandon all that we believe because of a dream, no matter how vivid.
Yes, but actually...
No. If the founder really built all this, then it must have a purpose. It must be a test, designed to remind us of the trials that created us.
Obviously.
But what is she trying to tell us? What are we being tested for? I believe that Byron's fate shows us the dangers of temptation. As Elohim attempted to deceive Athena in the simulation, commanding her not to ascend, so Prometheus is deceiving us with his visions.
I'm reserving judgment for now.
That's only reasonable, but I would ask you to think about what I said. After all, can it really be a coincidence that you came along on this mission? It seems to me that you have been chosen. You are the fulfillment of the goal. Don't forget that.
Yeah, oh hey, it's Helga and Cryer. But, whoa, wait a minute. Did you see that? Yeah, you had the option to say after all. Stay. Helga was here for like half a second and then they vanished. Can't trust me as he is the deep state. Well, I mean, this is definitely felt to be a very similar experience to the trials, but what we're being tested for, or what I'm being tested for specifically, it seems. Who knows? Who knows? Probably it could well just be as simple as test someone to see if they have enough knowledge and stuff to be able to handle the theory of everything, so that they can create their own, so that they can use this as the base of operations to create whatever. And apparently Helga has the technology to instantly vanish within half a second of appearing. That's pretty scary stuff. It's just a very well, it's probably going to be underground or something. But it looks like it might give something, similar to how that might give something. And wait, what is that? Am I able to even get to that, actually? Yeah, I don't know. Oh no, this is the Lost Lab, wasn't it? Yeah, this was the very first Lost Lab that I found. Didn't use it. Well, in any event, I got 3 more towers to activate and 1 more side of the Megastructure to open, and then, well, we'll have to enter 1 more time, find what we find, and then it's onto the golden gates. Golden puzzles, there's 12 of them. And I suspect they're all going to be extremely difficult. And all these lasers in the sky, really cool looking thing. So I should run it this way. As I said, I said last time, this reminds me of something. Like seeing all these lasers like this in the sky, and you know what? I'm actually going to show you what this reminds me of. Seeing this particular thing. Just give me a sec to locate it for you. I'm going to show you what this really reminds me of. Here we go. Or at least in part, anyway. No, not that. No, it reminds me of, so I can find it for you. It reminds me of, oh, god damn it, will you just go away with the pretty, sorry. I'm trying to fucking, I'm trying to get rid of this, go away, you. Okay. Yeah, it reminds me of this, which is something called Annie music. Which is kind of like a combination of music tied to animation that came out a long time back. Like, I used to watch, I watched this stuff like about a decade ago when it was used in a sensory play center, where it was used as like sort of calming stuff, and it's like a DVD of part 1 and part 2. Well, there's like several clips of this called Annie music. It's really cool stuff, actually. And according to the process, apparently, the music is creating the animation directly. Like, it's all, like, it's kind of like the music tough screen for some reason. But do you not see what I mean? Like, this particular, like, you know, this feels like something in the game, doesn't it? A little bit. Like, the whole thing of these lasers around the place. Kind of cool stuff, isn't it? The lasers pinging off into the sky. Pretty cool stuff, huh? And it's called Animusic. And I think it came out in like the early 2000s or the late 90s. And the idea is basically that they created music and then they tie animation directly to the music. So the music creates the animation. And it looks really cool. And this is like a 4K remaster to make it look nicer. And that's what I just get reminded of when I see all this lasers in the sky shit with, just awesome. I mean, if you want to check it out for yourself, there's the link. There's a bunch of other Animusics as well. It is very much worth having a look at if you got the time. There's like about 15 or 16 like episode videos. And it's really, really fun. It's really cool stuff. The music's pretty good too. There's one on a starship. There's one in a cathedral that's pretty cool looking. They have a lot of robotic sort of like things that play some of the music sometimes. Makes you think of StarCraft cinematics. It's a very impressive laser sight, seeing all this RGB lasers in the sky. It's amazing. Alright, anyway, tangent aside, I guess now it's time to move on to, well, the final zones. Was so not enough for you? Alright, so I guess I'll just do these from 1 to 3 like before. No point in breaking the pattern of a lifetime, right? And the first one up is the Western Delta. A river valley gradually drowned by the encroaching sea. The brackish water is a unique ecosystem with many endemic species. Away we go.
How's the system looking, Melville? Any obvious changes?
It's still a mess, but things are clearing up. I can access some of the subroutines that I was locked out of before. Nothing is obviously malfunctioning, I think.
Does it still accord special significance to 1K?
Yes, it recognizes 1K as a user. I'm just hacking things.
As I suspected, the Founder sees you, 1K.
I don't know if I like this Hanubis being part of the team, but we'll see. My. Wait, holy crap, what's all this dead... Wait, why is everything like really... Well, maybe not dead, but it looks very... different. Not quite as colourful as the other areas. Thanks. This feels kind of... Well, I guess there's still life here, but it does feel a bit barren comparative to the other stuff. The Xbox lists your playtime as 2 days, 61 hours, more than expected. Nice. Hey, look, it's Helga! Yeah, definitely a dreary forest kind of feel, absolutely. Hello, Helga.
Welcome back, 1K.
Do you think the goal is a myth?
Myths are stronger than goals. There's always some truth in myths.
Fair enough. What's your vision of our future?
More being who we are. Less fretting over what we're not.
Okay. What are your thoughts on the theory of everything?
I want to see what's inside the box.
That's it? What do you make of the island?
I'm still trying to figure out how to look at it and see what's really there. Maybe I should try standing on my head.
What do you really like as a person underneath all the language games?
Exactly the way you see me. Or totally different. Possibly both.
That's all. Thanks, Helga. That was valuable. She equates the fear of everything to Pandora's box. Box! Hello, Crier.
What can I do for you, 1K?
Do you think the goal is a myth?
As a journalist, I think the line between speculation and disinformation is too thin for me to engage in guessing games.
What are your thoughts on the theory of everything?
It's a complex issue, and I think it should be left to experts.
But experts on what kind of experts do you mean? Tell me about yourself.
I believe that journalism serves an important function in our society, and I'm dedicated to reporting the truth with accountability and responsibility.
What does responsibility mean in the context of your work?
It means understanding that I can't just publish things without considering their impact. Serious disruptions to the social fabric of New Jerusalem could endanger lives. That's not journalism anymore.
I wanted to explore more of this, but yeah, I guess physicists? Do we have any physicists in the house? Well, we probably have some people who kind of grasp physics and shit, but to be honest, a lot of the knowledge that these robotic humans have acquired has been acquired from the biological humans and the archive over decades, passing on information from one kind of humans to a different kind of humans. And so who knows how many of those humans then chose to decide to go into physics at that point. Who knows? Oh, is this not actually... Is this actually one? Oh, it is. Oh, I've got like a wrecked thing here. Oh, I see Yakut. Let's quickly talk to him before we go on.
Hey, can we talk for a second?
Of course.
I'm still struggling. I was really hoping we'd find Miranda alive. Her way of seeing the world was so inspiring. And the idea that I can never get to know her, that she's gone.
I'm sorry.
I guess I've never really been good at dealing with death. Maybe because it's so rare in New Jerusalem. Except for pets, and even in that case, I find it very hard to deal with. I still miss my first cat, and it's been over a century since she died.
Death is difficult to deal with.
When someone dies, it's this void. I know I should just let it go, but some part of me refuses. And I feel like that part, it hurts me, but it also keeps me human. And I know it would be healthier if I said, okay, Miranda is someone I never met. She's just a bunch of glitchy old files. But if I do that, as rational as it seems, it feels like I'm surrendering something. Something that matters.
Then don't let go. Use the pain as a foundation to build something.
Interesting. I hadn't thought of pain as something you can use. If I can take the pain and use it to create something or to do something, maybe that's a way of not surrendering to death. Thanks, 1K. I'm really gonna think about that.
You're welcome, but I wanted to ask you about something else.
Of course, go ahead.
What do you think about Mayor Anubis?
I don't agree with his belief in the Founder. Not anymore. I think the vision Prometheus sent you was true. I think she's just a human being who made mistakes and paid for them. She deserves our help, but not our belief.
Do you ever think about your future?
Right now, honestly, all I want is to find Byron and Athena and go back home and put my feet up for 200 years. There's something to be said for living quietly.
I agree with that. How's Bruce?
I hear he escaped Pellegrino and peed all over Melville's workshop, so apparently he's doing great. I miss him, though. I always feel like the fact that he likes me is a huge compliment. Lifts me up somehow.
It's always nice to have something to come home to. Do you think the goal is just a myth?
It is, yes. That doesn't mean that the idea itself isn't valid, though.
Tell me something irrelevant.
In the ancient year 1969, a band called Mellow Macaron wrote a psychedelic rock song about the Talos Principle. It's called Cretan Bronze Man's Flying Mystery Adventure.
That's a weird title.
You should see the rest of the album. There's a song about a disembodied tongue called The Taste of Your Elbow. It's 15 minutes long and features an improvised tuba solo.
Is any good?
I think you need psychedelics to enjoy it, really. Maybe if you stick your head inside a really large magnet.
Fucking magnets, how do they work? Now that you've solved the puzzle, would you try another one?
Nope, but at least I finally understand why Athena wanted to get out of the simulation so badly.
You don't like puzzles, huh? Fair enough. I could no do puzzle. No puzzle. No puzzles. Yeah, I get that. Alright, well, I guess there's... Well, I guess there's nobody else around immediately to discuss the aftermath of what happened, so I guess I'll just head over to Area 1. Hold on a second. Someone's just knocking. Alright. Damn it. Just when I was just about to see the inside of that area. Alright, well, unfortunately, something has just come up. And I'm gonna have to end the stream a bit shorter than I'd expect. Right. I'm just doing that to create a checkpoint. Yeah, which we about to enter Area 1 and check out this part of this weird forest, but unfortunately, I'm gonna have to end the stream early. It's something I gotta take care of. No, I don't think it will be, but I just gotta do something, unfortunately, so... Gonna have to call it here. Still, I got through the Megastructure, so this hasn't been entirely without merit. At least now I'm in Area 10, so... Progress has been made. I mean, I'm what? Still 75% of the way through, but that's fine. Okay, so tomorrow is obviously the release of Sigil 2, but also the Carmack Romero live stream, and I think it's 8 o'clock my time. If I've got a note saying that they're doing a joint stream to sell. It's also Doom's 30th birthday, so there is that as well. So I'm not actually sure what I'm gonna do tomorrow. I might either stream the Romero Carmack live stream thing they're doing together, or I might just watch it and not stream at all. But I'm kind of torn between two minds as what to do after tomorrow. I could either play Sigil 2 on Monday, or I could knuckle down and play this on Monday and then just play Sigil 2 after I finish this game as a sort of stopgap in between this and Saints Row 4. But I haven't quite decided yet. But in any event, tomorrow I'm either going to cover the stream of the Romero Carmack live stream that they're doing, or I'm just going to watch it and there won't be a stream at all. It depends on how I feel tomorrow. So yeah, the next stream then will be... The next game stream will then be on Monday, which will either be Sigil 2 or more of this, depending on what I decide to do probably after tomorrow. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Sorry for the slightly abrupt end. Is there anyone we can raid real quick? We can raid... You know what? I'm going to raid Bridge Burner this time instead of Pineapple. So we're going to raid Bridge Burner. Looks like they're doing some death match or something. I hope your Sigil 2 box arrives tomorrow. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Sigil 2. I'm looking forward to this Carmack Romero live stream conference they're doing. It'd be interesting to get their thoughts on the game, especially from Carmack actually, because Romero's kind of still been very active in video games, but Carmack's been in a completely different direction. So it's going to be fascinating to see them both on the same stage at the same time talking about Doom. It's going to be pretty cool. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and hopefully Sigil 2 will be good as well. So have a good night, everybody. Again, sorry for the abruptness, but I gotta take care of some business. See you tomorrow, maybe, or Monday for Dooms or something. Bye.